Hi, my name is Roxann, and this is my sister Glenda Key and my brother-in-law Ronald Key. I was diagnosed in 2016 with breast cancer. I would like to thank Dr. Kofri. I would like to thank Dr. Tandon. I would like to thank Terry, Dr. Kofri's nurse, and Lord, let me not forget Dr. Ramirez. Um, I would like to also give a shout out to my family and friends who were there for me during this difficult time in my life. As everyone know, it was really difficult for me, especially losing my nephew prior to. So therefore, I want to give that shout out to everyone that was there that had my back. They were troopers, especially the people at my job when I was weak and down and out. Miss Carolyn and Darren Baptiste, they were there to support me. They fed me. They made sure I had the protein that I needed in my body. I also would like to thank my mom, my dad. They were there with me for every appointment I attended. My mother was there for every chemo I had. She had my back 100%. Also, my family in Texas, I would like to thank them. They were there for me. They supported me. They did whatever they needed to do for me, of course, and I can't leave out my sister and my brother-in-law. Ronald was there. There were times that he would pat me on my head and just prayed for me day and night. So he kept that prayer going all the way. Also, I would like to thank the local churches, my dad's church, of course, Ronald Church, Greater Antioch in Beaumont, Texas. And I also would like to thank everyone, friends from near and far, for supporting me during my battle with breast cancer.
My name is Ronald Key. I'm Roxann's brother-in-law. I remember when Roxann called me and told me that she had breast cancer. I was outside cutting grass. And I told her, I said, it's going to be okay. She said, you heard what I said? I said, it's going to be okay. Because I knew the Lord was going to deliver her through it. And through all her chemo, through all her treatment, her surgeries, she was the truth behind it. I'm just grateful that God allowed her to be here to support and just to tell people also to give a lending ear to those who was going through. There's a good friend of mine had a problem with his wife had chemo. I shared that Roxann's story with him, and it encouraged his wife to keep on the journey. So I just want to thank everybody that prayed for her and that's by her side. Thank you.
And I just want to thank God to for giving her the strength to make it through.
This is my story. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, the youngest child of Cora and Wilford Smith. Although it was the five of us, we were part of a large family with lots of aunts, uncles, and cousins. My childhood was good and stable, and my parents always provided and supported our needs. My favorite memories as a child were Mardi Gras, barbecues in the backyard, visiting family in the country, and playing outside with the neighborhood kids. My mother liked to dress my sister and me alike all the time. Our hair always combed neatly, and my brother always looked handsome as well. My parents loved and supported us no matter what. Not everything was perfect, but they did the best that they could with what they had, and that's all that mattered. Graduating from high school, I wanted to work instead of going to college. My small paychecks from a local drugstore was a big reality wake-up call. Even my friends and family made me realize I made a mistake by skipping college, so I decided to enroll in Delgado Community College to take a simple typing course. It was my course instructor who convinced me to get my degree. A couple of years later, I earned my associate's degree and went on to earn my bachelor's of applied science degree from Loyola University. After college, I pursued a career in human resources. As I navigated through my 20s, I realized children wasn't in my future, but my biggest joy was the birth of my nephews. Both my siblings each had a little boy, and those little balls of energy became my world. I loved being an auntie, and there was nothing I wouldn't do for my little nephews. When the boys were little, It was so magical seeing them experience holidays. Christmas at Grandma's house was cool with all the gifts under the tree. Easter weekend in the country, crawfish boils, fish fry on Good Friday, hot dogs, nachos, fish stew, more crawfish, crackling, and playing games on Saturday. Easter Sunday was the barbecue dinner and Easter egg hunt. Everyone would gather around the table outside while Daddy would say a prayer before it was time to eat. Life with my nephews was a joy, and I would spoil them silly. They knew if they were walking through Walmart with their auntie, they could ask for any little things like race cars, bags of plastic army men, and I would buy it for them. Watching them race home and spread those little plastic green figurines and cars out on Grandma's kitchen table, lining them up to fight a mini battle was so much fun to watch. It was no surprise to me, decades later, my nephew joined the Army. When I received his official Army photo in his dress uniform, I was so proud of him. It literally broke my heart when my sister called me with the news that he had been killed on July 23rd, 2013, fighting for our country in Afghanistan. 3 years later, still mourning the death of my nephew, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. Just like when my sister told me about the death of my nephew, the news about my diagnosis was a shock. I was afraid and scared, waiting for Dr. Kofi III to communicate my test results. All I could hear was, "We have a battle to fight, and we're going to be best friends for the next few weeks." The next day, my battle began with another biopsy, mammogram, MRI, PET scan, blood work, and a visit with Dr. Laura Ramirez. 2 weeks later, I started chemo. But with my nephew as my guardian angel, family, and friends, I was determined to win my own cancer battle. I shed a lot of tears and went to counseling after my nephew's death and my battle with cancer. I'm so grateful to God, my family, and my friends who prayed and helped me to move forward. Keeping busy was the best medicine during my time of grief. However, my pain and heartache never goes away. But I have so many good memories stored in my heart of my handsome nephew, and I continue to honor him as my hero and my guardian angel.